I hope you guys are excited because I got some fantastic news for you today. I got some great news, and you should be in a great mood for a couple of different reasons, actually. I mean, first of all, today's Friday. That's like the universal, oh, I'm in a pretty good mood today. Number two, we got back on the winning track yesterday, despite the fact that, you know that show, Making a Murderer? We need to come up, the next series, Netflix, if you're out there, Making a Gargoyle. But I guess in the world of gargoyles, where you parlay everything together and either you send me from rags to riches in one night, that's not going to cut the mustard. But don't you worry, Gargoyle. Andy's got a sniff for you. I got some great news for gargoyles, pirates, and everyone in between. And that is something that we've talked about for over a year, something we've been hoping for, has finally come to fruition. You remember last year, and you see in the comments sometimes that people asked me on the Patreon, Andy, can you give out those 2-point line mate parlays, those ones that pay out ridiculous amounts, but only were available on Bet365, so only a few states, a few of my fellow Americans were able to enjoy it? That's why I didn't talk about those more often, but now your prayers have been answered. As of yesterday, the 2-point line mate prop parlay combos are available on DraftKings. So when we find some great trickle-down Snakeonomics deals, and we see someone like Rossi who gets thrown on the top line tonight, and he's playing with Boldy and Kaprizov, we can do 2 points for some of these line mates. Same type of thing with the spreadsheet. If we find somebody, we find some line mates who are on the same line and on the top power play, and we think there's a shot that the game can have some ruckus, you know what that's about. Searching for ruckus, aka high-scoring games. We can really cash out on that. And speaking of the spreadsheets, I did a little audit last night because I was curious. I'm like, yeah, I know these keep winning in the long run. Let me see what these have done since the beginning. Let's play a little Price is Right game. How many units do you think the spreadsheets are up since mid-October, since when we started? Because I opened the docs, and I'll put the PDFs, I'll put links to a Google Drive PDF so you can take out your monocle and inspect it yourself. How many units do you think it's up since mid-October? And we brought these up, and we brought up the formula, and we told you what to do. What do you think they're up? I'll wait. Comment what you think it's up. It's up over 80 units. There's a reason this show's still #1 on YouTube. You call your grandma, say, Grandma, do me a favor. I don't believe this guy, Andy. Open up YouTube and type in NHL picks or NHL bets. Do you see a big blue smiling, relatively handsome, used to be more handsome but still has nice hair face? Oh, damn it, he's still #1. You got that right, because that's where you get this stuff. And that is what we have available now, the 2-point line mate parlays on DraftKings. And I thought today, as a little coming out party, we'll just do a couple of those and hope to hit one. That's what I did on the Patreon last night. I said, guys, great news. And I'm sending out 5 of these things, and I want to nail one of them. Minimum odds plus 1,000. I sent out 5. Norris, Batherson, that was a smack. And that's what I'm going to try to do and replicate right here on this show, just so I can walk you through them. Let's start with the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Washington Capitals. We obviously know Alex Ovechkin's still not in the lineup, and we know they really have kind of 3 forwards that they really trust up top, maybe 4 if you want to include Dubois. We're going to do the same exact thing that we've been doing. We're taking 2 line mates, top power play, same line. Instead of 1 point each, we're doing 2 points each. A combo that we've played many times, the Connor McMichael, Tom Wilson. You're looking at plus 1,200 for 2 points each. Is this the best game for that? With how well Toronto, weirdly enough, it's weird to say this, has been playing defense? It's not the best one in the world, but the way I look at it is you play a bunch of great values. I mean, this can be a low-scoring game. This could still be a 3-2 game, and they can hit it. But I'm looking for the great values. I don't think taking Marner for 2 and Matthews for 2 or something like that is a great value. But now, for what it's worth, you can take Nyes for 2 and Matthews for 2 at plus 750. That is a pretty damn good value. So that's what we have available to us now on DraftKings. So that's one that we can do right there. Another game that I'm looking at is the Vancouver Canucks taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets, who played Edmonton last night. Columbus has games that become ruckus-oriented. I wish Vancouver got the first game out of the way. But you know that whole, it's the first game back after a long road trip? I feel like it's different when you go back west. When you go back west and you kind of gain 3 hours, I don't feel like you get that same whatever you want to call it. So I'm looking for some line mates in this game. We know that this top line on Vancouver, it's been killing it. It's been killing it. I'm talking about Debrusk, Pettersson. That's a great 2-point combo right there. How about Dallas-Vegas? This could be a low-scoring game, but as you saw with Dallas the other night, they played a low-scoring team in LA, and there were goals in that game. It ended up 4-2, but there were goals to be had in that game. And I'm looking at that scam star and one of his line mates. You can take Jason Robertson for 2 points and Wyatt Johnston. Or if you don't want to take the scam star because you're not a fan of him, the same way I'm not a fan of him, then you can do Rupe Hintz for 2 points and you can do Wyatt Johnston for 2 points. But how about Logan Stankoven, who's playing on that second line in Sagan's place? You can take Logan Stankoven for 2 points and Matt Duchene for 2 points. Well over plus 1,000. How about we go back to our duo in Anaheim? Now, Minnesota can play some crusty, low-scoring defensive games, but without Zegras in that lineup, that top line really is going to have to do the heavy lifting. If we do 2 on Terry, 2 on Vatrano, another huge price. Let's throw out those 5 and see if we can nail one. We got 2 points for Tom Wilson, 2 points for Connor McMichael, 2 points for Elias Pettersson, 2 points for Jake Debrusk, 2 points for the scam star Jason Robertson, and 2 points for Wyatt Johnston, 2 points for Logan Stankoven, 2 points for Matt Duchene, 2 points for Frank Vatrano, 2 points for Troy Terry, and I guess the last one that I'll do... Let's go with those Russians who stayed off the score sheet in 2 straight games. Let's go 2 points for Voronkov, 2 points for Marchenko. That's what I have for you on this Friday slate. I'll concoct some I'll post the regular picks on the Patreon. I'll come up with some things. I didn't really get into it and look so much because I thought it was worth it to talk about these 2-pointers, which are now available in the majority of the U.S. So congrats to everybody. There's a new state that just squeaked out. Was it Missouri? They just squeaked out legalization. So congratulations to you. Congrats to you. Better luck to me. If you're from Missouri or you're from anywhere else, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel here. I'll have a Dave and a Dan coming out later, so make sure you check that out. It was a pretty funny episode. I think you'll enjoy it. And then if you want the weekend stuff, you want the weekend sniffs, you want everything I got, join the Patreon, especially if you're appreciating the show. You appreciate what I do here. There are no sponsors. The only sponsors are those of you who join me over there, where I will continue to pump out these sheets and try to build on this massive line stack winning year. All right, I'll be back with you on Monday for another round of NHL Sniffs. But like I said, stay tuned for a Dave and a Dan. Take it easy.